There we go, we're recording.
Hello.
Put it on.
We'll work on that intro.
It doesn't. Sorry, I was looking for it saying that we're recording. Oh yeah, it does at the top. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
I didn't see it pop up either, so I was sat there like,
So welcome everyone. Bigly little Nathan.
oh no.
Well, welcome.
Should we restart? Let's get into it. So,
oh, we got a beauty for today.
I'm always beautiful.
But let's start with you, Nathan. How's your week been? Anything new in Nathan land?
Actually, there's some big news. I don't even think I've told you off the pod, actually.
Oh, go
on. So, obviously, in recent events, the government have been making quite a lot of changes.
Okay.
And one of which is they've brought out the 95% mortgages. So they're backing lenders so that they can give people a mortgage with just a 5% deposit. Because obviously, I heard that. A lot of lenders are worried about the market, so they're not letting you have a mortgage unless you've got 15%. But with that in mind, if the government go ahead and back it so I can get a mortgage at 5%, I'll be doing that instead of moving out to rent.
Does that mean does that mean you can only put 5% mortgage down? So if say it was 100 grand, you'd only have to put 5 grand.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm looking at properties. Obviously, mortgages are based off your salary as well. So the max mortgage you'll get tends to be about 4.5 times your salary. So for me, being an apprentice, I'm not on that high of a pay. So I'm looking for properties around the 85k mark, and I've got about 5k to put down as a deposit, and I've got some other stuff saved for admin fees, like the estate agent fees and furnishings and stuff. So all in all, I think I'll be spending best part of 10k to get myself up and running in my own flat. Which
so you'll be a property owner.
I will be.
Do I class as a property owner since I'm in a camper? I got my own home. I'm a homeowner because it's a motor home. Does that not count?
I guess so.
If I live in a camper.
Yeah, I mean, you just bought outright as well.
And I bought it outright, yeah. Not out launch yet. Leave me alone.
But yeah, so that's the news for my week. What about you? What have you been up to?
I've not really any news. I forgot. If anyone's been following us for a while now and listening to the podcast, you might notice an improvement in our audio because. Are
you going to make the sound up?
We invested in some new mics with all the money we made from this podcast.
You've been getting paid?
It's all the dirty panties I sold on the internet.
You're selling your missus ones.
So for those that have been following us from the beginning, they'll actually see how we've developed and grown. And notice your pictures a lot better there, Nathan. How's that happen?
We don't know whether it's going to be any better yet. It depends on what the quality comes out at the end of it. I do, in fact, have a little bit of a better camera. It's only 2K, so it's not the full 4K one because I'm cheap. And
we can only upload in 1080p anyway, can't we?
Yeah, so that's the thinking. If we can only upload 1080p for now, then the camera should give more than enough.
Well, you look a lot more colourful. You can see your rosy red cheeks now.
Don't know why I just did that. But yeah, camera, mic, some headphones. We're slowly getting our setup. Next will be background, because at the minute I don't actually know how much it cuts for the recording. Obviously, I've got some dirty stuff over there. You've got a pile of crap behind you.
That's strategically placed. to not
Yeah.
fall off while I'm driving.
Bloody hell.
I mean, not this can in particular. That's my next can. That's why that's
Lined up, efficient. I like it.
Oh, like you're let's say worried about my drinking.
Concerned friend, yeah, go on.
I mean, you'd be glad to know that I've not drank for the last. Oh no, I did drink. No, since Thursday.
Since Thursday.
Which I do appreciate. Today's Saturday and I'm drinking, so I've never drank yesterday. Oh no, I did. I went down my allotment and had a couple. Anyway, scratch that.
So what we're saying is you've took the first step of being conscious about the fact that you are drinking daily.
Oh.
We all start somewhere.
I'm sure I stopped earlier in the week. Actually, it must have been.
Was it early in the morning? You had a morning off.
I'm sure I stopped like Tuesday, Wednesday. I didn't drink Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I drank Thursday because I was working on my granddad's car.
Oh, what an occasion! Yeah, I forget. Working on cars, it's such an occasion to just need alcohol.
So I thought I'd celebrate.
You got birthdays, weddings, fixing cars, all into one.
But do you know what it is? Right, I don't really deal with stress very well. And then a couple of beers, like two, 3 beers in, 2 beers in, yeah, and then everything just feels so much better.
Well, that's quite a lightweight then, just like me.
I don't drink much, really, considering. Even though I drink regularly, if you'd say like every day or something. But like tonight, I'll only drink like 4, and that's like that's a night out to me. You know what I mean? Whereas, like yesterday, I drank 2. I went down my allotment, I let my chickens play out and stuff like that. Me and Tarek had played some games and that. But I sat down and I had 2 beers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
I'm gonna say beers. They're only like 800. Is it 800 milligrams? These. Let's have a look. Milligrams, milliliters. 440 milliliters. So it's not even a pint. That.
No. It's
so when I say 2 beers, it's How many milliliters are in a pint?
Something like 5, 6, 8. I don't actually know.
Hey Google, how many milliliters are in a pint?
1 imperial pint is equal to 568.261 milliliters.
I was right. I missed the 261 at the end, the decimal. But
did you say 568?
Yeah, and we haven't recorded. I hope it sounded all right.
Oh, yeah,
it was a guess.
That was fucking 568, and you got that spot on. I'm impressed. Consider me impressed because I knew it was 500 and something, but I couldn't get told you what.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those when you've heard it once, you kind of it sits in your mind and you just remember, kind of.
So, should we get to the notes?
Yeah.
Not because we got an amazing weekend of fights coming up. We'll make our predictions at the end, and we'll talk about the fights and stuff first, if that's okay.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say, and I don't think we've not spoke about him before, so I don't think you know who he is. Have you heard of Dominick Cruz?
I've not.
He's a bit of a legend in the game at bantamweight. That's 135 pounds fighting.
135, yeah.
And he's been a champion and everything. And he normally, he's just lost 2 fights. His last 2 fights he's lost, and they was in the. I think they've been 4 years apart, or 2 years apart. I don't know if you can use the power of Googles to Google Dominick Cruz's last fights. While I just chat some crap. But he just lost his last fight. He lost to Henry Cejudo, and that was a championship match. But now he's gone from like headlining a championship match to a prelims fight. He's fighting in the prelims, which is before the main card on a UFC, and for such a legend to be like on the prelims.
Sorry, I'm just
wondering if I mean, when he spoke about it, he's like, well, more people are going to see the prelims because they're free. Whereas if you have to pay for the main card, so less people are likely to watch it because not everybody pays for the main card. And Dominick Cruz being on the prelims, I think pretty much, yeah, more people will watch it. Anyway, because he's like a legend in the game. He's fighting someone called Casey or something.
Is that Casey Kenny?
Casey Kenny, that's the one.
He's had a few less fights on his professional record.
Yeah, I think he's a lot younger though, Winter. Isn't he like 5 years younger or something? 7 years younger.
I've not actually got the age.
Is he 20? I'm sure, if I remember rightly, I'm sure Casey is 29 and I think Dominick's 36.
35.
5.
He's an inch taller, weighs slightly less, and they've both got the same reach.
Now, I suppose you can't make an educated decision on this, but with regards, well, we'll make our predictions on it at the end actually with thing, but things to take into consideration is where they are in their careers. One's like, just starting, coming up. One's probably at the end, going down. Because them bantamweights, they rely a lot on speed. They don't rely on power. They rely a lot on speed, and that's why you see a lot of heavyweights fighting in the 40s. But bantamweights seem to fade away a lot sooner because they lose the reactions, the speed and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he lost his last fight just in May last year.
Yeah, Henry Cejudo. I seen that. I watched that. That was a good fight. Well, if you're a Henry Cejudo fan, which I am.
Yeah, it was in the second round as well.
Well, so. It is another thing. He's the referee that refereed that Henry Cejudo fight. He's saying that he doesn't want. I can't remember his name. I don't know if the powers of Google can figure it out. He doesn't want that referee refereeing his match at this time because he said it was an early stoppage. He didn't have to stop it that early. I was advancing in position. I was changing position and advancing, and but the referee stopped it. The referee didn't see it like that and stopped it.
So, did you think it was a bit of an unfair end? Or?
See, it's hard to say because he was getting punched. I'm trying to think back to the fight actually. Is that the one where Henry Cejudo got busted open, got cut open?
I mean, you're asking the wrong guy because I've not seen it. But
I know one of his fights where Henry Cejudo got cut open and then he felt desperate and finished the fight. He's finished quite a few fights actually. Then he retired. I was gutted. I think that's the one he retired on. He won both belts, become a double champion in like 125 and 135. Defended both belts and then just quit. Top of his game.
I guess sometimes it's better to stop while you're ahead. Quit while you're ahead, sort of thing. That's what people say. But they end up coming back though, don't they? They always. I
think he was after more money though. I think it was like a ploy to, if you're not willing to pay me, then I'm fucking off.
Yeah.
Which I understand where he was coming from. He's kind of sizist, really. He's a small fighter, but he's not getting paid as much as the heavyweights. The heavyweights get paid a lot more than the bantamweights and the flyweights, which is wrong, really. Isn't it? If you're a champion in two weight divisions, why should a heavyweight get paid more than you?
Well, I thought pay and stuff would come down more to what revenue you bring in.
Yeah. Well, see, there's another thing. I'd say he was quite a big name. I'd say he was quite a Henry Cejudo. I'd rather watch a Henry Cejudo match than pretty much any. Well, apart from Tom Aspinall.
But it doesn't really come down to what you think specifically. Though it's just the general consensus, isn't it? And if
you're right. Yeah,
heavier weight brings in bigger crowds, which I think it does tend to, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter how big your name is if you're not. You can only get paid what money's brought in.
What do you think of that? Why do you think people are more likely to watch heavyweight? I've got pretty much an idea which I don't agree with. agree with.
We discussed it last time, I think. We spoke about the fact that people can relate more to heavyweight because they're all just fat shits. Joking. No, they can all relate because they don't understand the technicalities of groundwork. They don't see how specific it is and what you're doing. I think you've been through it, like, you know, letting your guard down and all that sort of stuff. Whereas the stood up, it's the kind of thing that they can visualize themselves in that situation.
I think a lot of it is, like you say, there's a lot of overweight people, and they're like you say, they can relate. If they, let's say they weigh 100, I don't know, 100. I'm gonna have to say it in pounds, aren't I? Because that's what the weight categories are. Let's say they weigh over 200 pounds, which I think is 100 kg or something. Anywhere near that? Hey Google, what's 100 kilograms in pounds?
220.
100 kilograms is equivalent to
220.
220.462 pounds.
So, if you weigh 220 pounds, your class is heavyweight. And if you're heavyweight, and then you get told, oh, there's a fight on, and they weigh 125 pounds, you're like, oh, I'd fucking knock them out myself. That's not even worth watching. Do you know what I mean? Not knowing, especially if you don't know about about the weight cuts and that, they only weigh 125 pounds for a very small amount of time because they cut so much weight. They're probably walking around at, I don't know, 160 or something, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, that kind of goes hand in hand for the heavyweights as well. Like, they all also cut, don't they? So they're not going to be walking.
The heavyweights don't. No, there is some heavyweights that cut. But if you weigh, let's say you're 130 pounds, you can just fight at 130 pounds if you want to.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're 100, I think the maximum weight is 165 pounds.
Oh.
So if you're 170 pounds, 175 pounds, you can cut down. You'll have to cut down to 165 pounds to weigh in. But
yeah,
if you're anywhere between 205 and that's like and 265, that's like 50 pounds difference in it. So most don't have to cut weight.
Is there a limit to the max you can be?
Yeah, 265.
265. So what if you're over that? You're just not allowed to fight.
Well, you have to cut down. You have to cut down to that. Yeah,
I mean, let's say you're 300, so you're not going to be able to cut down. You're just not allowed to fight at all. It's a shame.
Basically, well, in the UFC, yeah.
I mean, you're probably going to be, if you're that sort of weight, you've got to be fat. You can't just be that muscly. I don't think. Prove me wrong.
Well, you could be, but you'd have to be like really, really tall. How tall's the tallest heavyweight?
We should come with these facts.
No, we can have a Google. It's not gonna. But I don't even know who the tallest heavyweight is, to be honest with you. How tall's Tom Aspinall?
Tyson Fury.
Tyson Fury. He's a boxer, though.
I just typed in UFC, and he was the person that came up. Ultimate Fighting Championship, heavyweight boxers, maximal height. Philip.
Yeah, he's like 6'9", isn't he?
Yeah, to be fair, it's doing it in meters, and he's 2.06 meters. Next one in line is Philip Hargovic. Sorry for the pronunciation.
I have no idea who that is. Probably should know who it is, but I don't. But yeah, so that if you're that tall and you weigh that much, and then a 125-pound person's fighting or 135-pound person's fighting, they turn around. They tend to turn around and think, well, I'd fucking knock him out, so.
Yeah. So
they clearly wouldn't, especially if they sat on the couch watching it, watching it with their chips and beer, and they're like, "Oh, I'll fucking knock him out." But that's what I'm saying. when you're that light, you can't just rely on your power. I think it's more skillful to fight at that weight than it is a heavyweight where you've just got knockout power. You don't need skill. You just go in there and give him a one bomb. You like Derek Lewis the other day. He was losing that whole fight, like he does pretty much every fight, and then next he just connects with that one bomb, and it's lights out for the other guy.
It is frustrating, but also that's what people like to see. That's what the majority like, which is sad. But
knockouts, don't they?
Yeah, you only like as you were saying about why they get paid more and stuff. You're only going to get paid what money you can bring in, and if people like heavyweight, they like heavyweight. It's the same as like men's and women's football. If more women like football, they prefer to watch women, then they get paid more. But the reason they don't is because no one cares about women's football. And I'm not saying that in a sexist way. It's just I don't know any women.
It's just not bringing the money in, is it?
It's not got the same.
Which is weird, isn't it? Though I don't understand why people don't want to watch women's football. It's like men's gymnastics. Do people really want to watch men's gymnastics when you can watch the girls?
I mean, you probably watch girls' gymnastics for different reasons, so.
But yeah. So anyway, I think that's why he's quit. He sort of like retired, to Henry Cejudo. He's retired to have that, to just basically try and play his hand at getting some more money.
Yeah.
I seen a poster, but I seen a meme on Facebook, and it said Henry Cejudo had a big announcement to make that he was quitting MMA in front of 7 people. It's like lockdown, and to tell the world he had a girlfriend. Because he was like, "I'm quitting now." I mean, I want the time it takes for me. This is like his quitting speech. The time it takes for me, like the time and effort it takes for me to put into this. Do you know what I mean? I've got a girlfriend now, and I want to like put it in and start a family, and that I can't really start.
I've got a girlfriend, so I want to put it in her now instead.
Basically,
I thought that's what you were gonna say. But no, I mean he's got a point though. Like you always go on, like work ruins you. So if he's not feeling it and he's seeing it as more of a job than a hobby, then fair play to him for quitting while he's ahead and going with what he wants to do.
Start kids and have a family and that, then can't it? It just takes a lot of time, and they move away. They go to, so say I don't know where. Say they live here, but they train there. They move to where they train, so they don't see the family for them like 3 months or whatever it is.
Yeah, it'd be rough, that wouldn't it? So
it's not like in England where you can just like drive to the other side of the country in like 2 hours. You know what I mean? They move states, don't they?
Yeah, and he's got to be having his kids and stuff while he's still pretty. If he's starting to fight a lot, well, no, his missus will just leave him.
Well,
I'm kidding.
She got with him. Here's another thing: if she got with him while he was a fighter, will she stay with him while he's not a fighter? I don't. Yeah.
Or has she infiltrated and then said that he has to quit if he wants to keep the relationship?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I think it's a money-making ploy, and that's the general consensus throughout the MMA community. It's just quit to plot, to try and get more money in that. He just gave up 2 belts. He was on top of the world. He had 2 belts. And he just turned around and went, "Yeah, have him. I'm fucking off."
It's kind of sad that I guess he's almost as if he's just gone and ticked the box and gone, right, I'm bored of it now. Let's move on.
Well, he got 2 belts, and he did defend. He defended both belts like twice, and I suppose there just wasn't any competition for him in either weight class, really.
So if he quits, you said that he has to give the belt back. Does that mean that?
There's 2 other champions. Well, that's lovely. Beautifully brings us on to the next fight. So you got the bantamweight belts up on the line tonight for Peter Yan. I can't pronounce his first name. I'm just going to call him Peter, even though it's not Peter. Peter Yan and Sterling, Aljamain Sterling. That's for the bantamweight. That's for the 135 belt bantamweight. You got Figueiredo. In fact, I'd love to see that fight. You know, I'd love to see Henry Cejudo come back to fight Figueiredo for the 125 belt. Because Figueiredo's been smashing it since Henry's gone.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know either of those.
Yeah, they're not that popular. I've only looked into them both recently, to be honest with you. And basically, it's a story of. I mean, it's not so much the old school story, but it's like the story of the striker versus the grappler. So you got the striker in Peter Yan, who's the champion, and you got a grappler in Aljamain Sterling. And I mean, it's not like the olden days where one mainly trained striking and one mainly trained grappling, and they didn't really delve into the other one. They're going to be they are a lot more well-rounded nowadays. So it's not so obviously Peter Yan's going to have takedown defense and stuff like that, and obviously Aljamain's going to have his striking. But if one's going to win, it's one of them. If it stays on the feet, Peter Yan's going to win, and if it goes to the ground, Aljamain's going to win. It's quite a close fight, to be fair. Peter Yan's the champion. Again, we'll give our predictions. I'll give a prediction at the end on that. That brings us to the co-main event.
Yeah, I was going to say we should get on to the. So what's the main event then? Is that the Peter Yan?
Yeah, no, that's Izzy versus Jan Blachowicz.
Oh, we're not getting on to that one yet.
No, we're going to the co-main event, the women's one. There's not really much to say about this one because you got like, and I mean that. I don't mean that in a like you got like a really close fight in the bantamweight division. You got a really. I think we're going to get into it in a minute, but I think a really close fight that could go either way in the main event, Izzy versus Jan Blachowicz. But then you've got like the women, and it's such a disrespectful thing to say because of Megan Anderson. But we're looking at, you've got the GOAT of the women's division. She's a double champion. She's got 2 belts. Obviously, she's a double champion, dickhead. And I just don't see anyone beating her. No one's actually come close. She has lost fights early in her career, because she used to blast in and start off good, lose her stamina, and then lose the fight. So she has got a couple of losses earlier in her career, but for the last couple of years, she's been unstoppable.
So here's a thought: if she's, like you say, unstoppable in that sense. Sorry, there's someone outside. Do you
Kill
think?
him. Throw something at him. Throw your empty deodorant can at him.
Nah, it's alright.
You're gonna let them live.
Yeah, I'll let
mercy.
I'll let go. But yeah, if she's not finding anyone she can go up against and make it like interesting, as you say, do you think they should merge gender? Or have the option for it?
Although she probably could knock a lot of blokes out.
Bearing in mind it's weight.
You know
class,
what?
so
You know
should be the same weight.
That's what Henry Cejudo.
Yeah.
He was trolling everyone, and he was like saying he was gonna fight that. Oh, what's that girl's name? He was gonna fight some girl anyway. I'm sure she was like a champion close to his weight, and he said he was gonna be the intergender champion.
But I mean, you laugh and stuff, but why shouldn't they?
Because men just have so much of an advantage, really.
Why? If they're the same weight.
Yeah, but it's like giving a woman steroids. If she's got that much testosterone going through her body, like there was a transgender woman, and
was
she
it
didn't
the Olympics thing?
No. This was MMA. This is what it pissed me off actually, because she was a transgender woman, So she was a man for like 30 years or whatever, and then she became a woman, and then she fought, and she was smashing women up, and that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like a man smashing up women. It was a bit fucking disturbing to watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I bet if you said to the women, "Look, do you want to fight?"
Well, this is where, yeah, I agree with that. This is where because she wasn't telling. She was like, "Oh, I'm with the doctors, and it's a private medical issue," she said. And but you know, but she wasn't telling people she used to be a man.
So has she had like the full shebang, like
I'm not sure,
implants and everything? Was it not? Could you not tell?
You sort of.
Like, was there a bulge or?
No. I think she must have had the knob chopped off. Oh, you know, it must have had its knob chopped off. That's not very fucking 2020, is it? 2021. She must have had a, you know, that growth between her legs chopped off, and but it's like giving a woman steroids for 30 years, and then because you know Joe Rogan.
I do.
He got a lot of hate over it. He got a lot of hate over this because he said the same as what I'm saying basically. He said like, look, it's not fair. She shouldn't have been. This man should not be competing with women. And he got a lot, and he's like, she's always been a woman, and it's like this, like, you know, this trans community or whatever. They were like, yeah, but she's always been a woman, and he's like, really? So even when he had a wife and he fathered children, she was a woman, and they were like, yes, and he's like, oh, so we're just not gonna, you know, apply any logic to this.
Yeah. So it's the argument that goes down. It's the biggest misconception. The way we think and Joe Rogan thinks is the
Correct.
male. Well, male. I'm not saying anything, but male and female is a representation of the gender you're born, and like gender is a solid thing, whereas
Biologically,
yeah, we look at it only biologically, whereas they view it from a
mentally, I guess.
yeah, exactly, a mental standpoint. And it's like it's a fluid thing where you can decide what you are. And obviously, there's loads of arguments that go against it. I mean, I'm a fan of Ben Shapiro. I'm sure you are as well. And he destroys the argument, but it all boils down to what you actually think it is. So I think.
What do you think to Ben Shapiro's view on it?
I agree with it.
He views it as a mental illness.
Oh well, I don't go that far into it. The way I view it is a sense of I'll respect what they think and want to do and be, but that's as far as I go. It's more of I just don't care what they say. Like, I don't have enough interest in it to say, oh, you're not allowed to be a woman. If a man wants to be a woman, he can be a woman. It really doesn't matter to me. Don't know about you. I couldn't care less.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. No. If men want to go be women and women want to go be men, because that's how they feel happy, then yeah, great. It's just like me, you know. If I want to put a green t-shirt on or a blue t-shirt on, because that makes me happy, then fair enough. That's my identity, what I identify as. And if that's what they want to do, if they want to go be, you know, tell everyone they're women and dress in women's clothes, or men and dress in male clothes, then fair enough. That's great. But what do you think to people being called transphobic because they won't say, like you yourself? Say you, like, would you sleep with a man that used to be a woman? A woman that used to be a man, sorry. Like a transgender man.
No, I wouldn't. And I know they call you transphobic for that.
They call you transphobic because you won't do that. What's your opinion on that? I know my opinion on that. I don't think it's transphobic. I still respect him as. I'm just going for a piss, by the way. I still respect him as people on a human level, but I just don't fancy men, no matter how much they try and dress up as women.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can kind of come down to what they've got going on, because not every transgender male to female has the full operation. So there's different. It like varies between some that have got everything that makes them a woman, whereas some still have certain body parts, and then it comes down to whether you're attracted to that body part or not. Which, in most cases, if you were attracted to females, you're not attracted to penis.
Although, do you know what? I think it'd be funny to go to Thailand though and just get with like them chicks with dicks.
You'd love it.
I think it'd be good to experience. You know, like when you eat salted crisps all the time, and you just fancy a salt and vinegar every now and then.
No. No, I can't say that.
Get on the loop.
No. But kind of bringing that conversation back to the fighting, I think the transgender female going into it without declaring it is wrong. But I think if UFC wanted to open a division which allows for intergender fighting, where you sign up to be a part of it. So if a woman says, "Yeah, I want to fight a man," and a man says, "Yeah, I'm happy to fight a woman," then it should be there. You know, if both parties are open for it, then why not?
Yeah, I think that if they're both open to it, then yeah, they should be able to fight each other. I can't think of a reason not to.
Yeah, I mean, if there was an issue, like if it started out and you were doing the same weight classes and it was just a clear, concise annihilation, the men were just wiping the floor with them, you could mix it with weight class in terms like a 125 would fight a 135 or a 145 woman, or whatever, however it goes. So you go up a weight class for the woman if it's needed. Like trial it and just see. It's the worst that can happen. If the women want to do it, then they want to do it.
Yeah,
and they also get more recognition.
Everyone agreeing.
Yeah, you think like it's beneficial for everyone because it brings women into the sport further, because they'll be fighting people that the men have been watching. Like the main audience obviously is men when it comes to UFC, and if they've been watching certain fighters and they follow along, if they're then fighting a woman, they're going to want to see.
It's going to be we're going to have a similar conversation later on when we get to the main event, I think.
Why is one of them transgender?
Izzy used to be a woman. Hey, that can be our new. That can be the title.
Clickbait title.
Is there Adesanya used to be a woman? Do you know there was that thing? He had one of his titties was like weird for one of his fights. I can't remember what it was. And he got questioned about it. And it's like people was like, and he even turned around. And he's like, "What the fuck's he looking at my titty for?"
You would kind of be like that, though, wouldn't you?
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not like used to be a woman.
That'd be quite impressive, though.
Okay, I was gonna say it's really impressive if he did.
With that in mind, just before we go off the topic fully, women can take, like when they want to become a man, they take like testosterone boosting stuff, don't they? Like to make the voices deeper, and they grow facial hair. What if women were to take that but stay a woman? Would it then be able to fight the same? Like, or would that be classed as
steroids?
Steroids. Would it?
USADA would definitely catch him. You know, the drug testing people definitely catch him. But yeah, with this, like, but Amanda Nunes, she's never actually fought Megan Anderson before, so there is a chance that she could, you know, there is a chance she could lose. She's the smaller fighter. If you Google the heights.
We're going to have to get you set up with a second screen so you can Google.
Locations for heights near you.
Excuse me?
Alright. What was the name again?
Hey Google, how tall is Megan Anderson from UFC?
Megan Anderson is 1.83 meters tall.
1.83 meters. Hey Google, what's 1.83 meters in feet and inches?
It's 6 foot.
1.83 meters is equal to 6 feet, 0.047 inches.
6 foot, man. She'd be able to plug me. I would be a
Where?
human butt plug.
She's near enough 2 foot taller than you.
Nah, she's about a foot taller than the medical. Oh yeah, that. Dominic. This is what I wanted to bring up earlier, but I completely forgot. You know that Dominick Cruz fight in that Casey Kelvin or whatever his name is.
Kenny.
He went on to a podcast. Whose podcast was it now? Oh, he's a fucking good fighter as well at bantamweight. Fuck's it. Anyway, he went on this guy's podcast, a UFC fighter, fights bantamweight, and he turned around and there was like sort of like ripping into her a bit, like lads out, like when lads fucking get together and they have a chat about girls, and that's basically what they're doing. It got to Megan Anderson, which I think is pronounced Megan, not Megan, but anyway, it's spelt Megan, fucking English. And he turned around and started calling her a 2 a.m. bird.
Oh no.
But because they're on the same fight card, there's a chance they fucking could, see each other.
Yeah.
So, if because they can't go anywhere, it's locked down everywhere, innit? So they're gonna be like stuck in the same hotel. And he's fucking gone around calling her a 2 o'clock bird. And I mean, she's probably thinking, you know what? She's 6 foot. She probably doesn't want to do no midget. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I guess
she
you'll
probably
have to go.
want a real man, not some fucking 135er.
I guess we'll have to wait for the news to come out, see if any 2 a.m. happenings.
She's quite, right? She's 6 foot, and she's 6 foot, but she's bloody gorgeous.
You're saying that like 6 foot girls can't be gorgeous?
No, she's gorgeous. Like, for me, they're not really any good for us. Obviously, I mean, we're all the same size lying down, so I don't have no prejudice. But most girls want a guy that's taller than them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan. We're on about Megan Anderson, aren't we?
Yeah, Megan Anderson. Are you googling a picture?
Yeah, she's not quite my type. Things vary though, because there's like pictures of her professional ones which are clearly Photoshop, and then you've got ones like on the fight night where she's just like a different person. Inside.
Yeah, they don't wear makeup about like that on the fight night, because if they get sweaty, like during the fight, all the makeup will run down the face.
Yeah,
so they don't wear anything during the fight.
That's my point. They look real when they're fighting.
But it's getting dark outside now, so I'm gonna shut these curtains off. But I'd bum her anyway if I was a
You
single.
can take anything with a pulse, so that doesn't really mean too much. In fact, the pulse isn't even mandatory for you.
I shared a meme. I shared a meme the other day, yeah, and it was like a young, like showed like people getting older. So you had like your teenagers, then you had your 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, whatever. And then it went on, and it had like the first younger one was like had a speech bubble above his head, a think bubble, sorry.
Yeah.
And it like said sex. And then the next one said like sex, money, sex. And then the next one's like money, sex, money, toilet. And then the next one's like sex, money, toilet. And then like the next one was toilet. And I shared that on my Facebook, just because I thought it was funny. And then this girl commented, Chelsea, she commented, that's why you still like the first stage league.
Well, you're not quite. The whole money side, maybe not, but yours is just sex and toilet. I mean, how many times have you been?
I'm like in between, like I've not got the middle bit, am I? I've got I'm just sex and toilet. Yeah, yeah, I'll give a prediction. I'll go into more depth and give a prediction on the women's fight. I should just give predictions as we go, shouldn't we? Really?
It's a bit late now. You've committed to the waiting to the end, so we're gonna go with it. But should we get on to the main event?
Are we going to have another 20p bet?
We can have as many 20p bets as you want.
Oh, with there being so many good fights, should we have a? Should we make it 5p?
You meant to up it.
Well, because we're betting on more fights. We only betted on one, didn't we, last time? So we bet the 20p, but because we're going to be betting on so many. Let's see. Mind you, it depends how many we have a difference of opinion on. But I'm guessing with your intellectual skills, it'll be best that you go opposite me. But apart from the Amanda Nunes Megan Anderson fight, either fight could go either way for different reasons.
Should we talk about the main event?
Let's get on to the main event. This is the bread and butter. This is what everyone came to see. This is why we got millions of views. The main event
for the transgender Izzy.
Izzy, it used to be a woman. I mean, it was a good operation. I mean, you can still see his camel toe when he fights. Because of them tight shorts. So yeah, we got Izzy, Israel Adesanya, middleweight champion, going up to fight lightweight champion Jan Blachowicz. Now, it's like a good background story on both of these. So let me tell you Jan's story. And it's one of these fights where I don't really want to see any. I want to see them both win. If I'm honest with you.
Who's he up against again? Sorry, is it
Jan Blachowicz?
Just making sure I've got the right fight. So, Izzy's not had a loss yet, has he?
No, he's undefeated.
Undefeated champion of the world. Sorry.
So, Jan Blachowicz, he had like his story. He had like a really bad start in the UFC. I think he went like his first 5 fights. He had 4 losses, 1 win. He didn't have the greatest of starts, and like he's built all the way up to champion. So he's kind of brought it back. He found a dead body in the woods in Poland, and he's sort of like I think he's made like a bracelet out the rope, because it's meant to bring luck over there. So obviously he's told the police. He told his story on someone else's, Michael Bisping's podcast, Believe You Me, and he basically said something along the line, if I remember rightly, he's found this body, and he's found a body that like someone's hung themselves in the woods.
Yeah.
And the police said if you keep the rope or whatever, it brings you luck. And then he's kept this rope. I'm sure he's made a bracelet out of it or something. But he's kept this rope. And I think before his fights, he even goes to visit the place where he found the body. And that's when he started winning all these fights.
That's a bit odd. So that's his pre-fight ritual. I've just given it a quick Google. He touches the rope from a hanged man he found in a forest.
Yeah.
But he's still lost. Has he lost since he found that, though?
You'd have to have a look.
When did he find it? Was that at the start of his career?
No, because I'm sure he didn't start his career in the UFC, and he lost fights in this.
I mean, the start of his professional record.
You mean his UFC record? No, because he even lost in the UFC.
Yeah, he's lost 8 for 27 wins. Yeah, but there's one in, what was it, 2019? He lost in Feb 2019.
Oh right, yeah. So he probably has. Yeah, he probably has lost fights then.
Yeah.
Since he's had it, but he's who did he lose to? Who was the loss to? Out of curiosity.
Thiago Santos.
Oh, yeah, he got knocked out, didn't he? Yeah, shit. Thiago Santos.
Yeah, round 3.
Yeah, but there's no shame in losing to Thiago Santos. He's like a knockout. He's just a knockout artist. He's got a big hammer tattooed on his chest, like a Thor hammer.
Yeah.
And you don't get one of them unless you're a knockout artist. You know what I mean?
Oh, I just looked at a picture.
He's a beast, and he throws like. I'm sure he's fight. Is he fighting this weekend? Actually.
He's fighting tomorrow.
Well, yeah, that's this weekend. Yeah.
Against
So, yeah. Alexander Volkov.
No.
Who is it?
Rakic.
Oh, Rakic. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be a sick. Have we not mentioned that fight?
I have no idea.
That's gonna be a sick fight. Oh, I'll give a prediction on that as well then. That's gonna be a sick fight. Oh, who do I think's gonna win that one? Thinking. Oh, I'll give the prediction to this one now because I'll probably forget at the end while we're on about Jan Blachowicz. I just feel like Rakic has got more about him.
I mean,
I feel
a lot younger, like a lot younger. They've all 8 years age difference.
Younger.
Yeah, he's 29 to 37.
He's like the new blood coming up. Do you know what I mean? He's like the new blood coming up. I think he'll legit. I think when did Diego Santos last fight? Was that against John Jones? And he lost decision.
His last fight was it was against Glover Tech.
Oh.
Tex. I can't even. Thai. This is. I don't know.
Your English can't process it.
Yeah, Thai-X Ira. That's so bad. Does Glover not ring a bell?
Glover, yeah.
Oh, it's spelled like glove, but Glover. It was submission round 3.
Are we won by submission?
Yeah.
So yeah, you got. So bringing it back to Jan Blachowicz.
Well, I was going to say we can bring it back by saying that this Diego Santos beat Jan back in 2019 in February.
Well, that was by knockout, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
I hate it when I go on my fucking. Then when I go to Google something, and like the top suggestion is freeliveslots.com.
You love it, really.
But yeah.
So
like Jan Blachowicz. Yeah, that's it. Jan Blachowicz. Yeah. He's only just won the belt. He's literally just won the belt. John Jones had a decade of, reigning that division, and now he's give up the belt and gone to heavyweight. And this is the same John Jones that Izzy wants to fight. Said he was going to fight in 2021, but now John Jones has gone to heavyweight, and Izzy's like, "Oh fuck it, I'll go to fucking heavyweight and fight him." Then, bear in mind, he's not. Well, Izzy for this fight against Jan Blachowicz. Like, Jan Blachowicz he's cut in weight to make 205. Izzy's just weighed in at 200.5, so like 4.5 off the weight.
Okay.
So he's going to be like 30 pounds underweight, under what Jan's going to weigh.
Yeah, so that's Jan's only advantage, though. He's 7 years older. He's an inch shorter. Yeah. His reach is 2 inches shorter. But
he's more powerful.
Yeah.
And he's a better grappler. He's a black belt, where Izzy's only a purple belt.
Wait, he's a purple belt in UFC? I just assumed they'd all be black belts, because...
No, he's a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu. He only started learning Jiu-Jitsu when he joined the UFC. Before that, he was a kickboxer, and that's how he wins his fights, by being an elite kickboxer.
Okay, so how long has he done Jiu-Jitsu then?
I don't know, probably about 2 years, something like that. He does like his Jiu-Jitsu. He's only recently got his purple belt. To be fair, he was a blue belt when he fought. You know, his last fight against who was that undefeated fighter?
Paulo Costa.
Paulo Costa. That's the one. Yeah, he fought Paulo Costa. In fact, that brings me on to a thing about him. But yeah, he fought Paulo Costa. What was I on about then? What was the point of that, me saying that?
He was undefeated before. You're talking about the grappling. He was a blue belt.
Yeah, so he was a black belt. Paulo Costa's a black belt, and he was only a blue belt against him, and that was part of his thing. You know, in the thing, he had a black belt on. You know, during like the weigh-in or something, or not the weigh-in as such, but you know, like one of the pre things where they square up. And he had a black belt on, and then he's like, "Oh, I like your black belt and all that." And he goes, "I got one for you," and he pulls out this white belt. And then as he fucking grips it, he's like, "Get the fuck on my face!" Like that. And then like it gets a bit tense, like they're gonna fight, and they all pull him apart. And then he like starts fucking about, going, "Oh," with a leg up and that. But yeah, he was Paulo Costa. He was undefeated. They were both undefeated at the time. Yeah, and Izzy knocked him out. Izzy knocked him out in the second round. So yeah, and then
like knockout isn't so much from the grappling, is it? It's not from the jiu-jitsu per se.
No. Well, what I'm saying is he couldn't utilize his grappling. He had such an advantage in the grappling, but he couldn't utilize it, or he didn't want to utilize it. He's fought a lot of good grapplers, is he? But his distance management is just so good. He doesn't give him chance to utilize the grappling. Like he went against Yoel Romero, and he's an elite wrestler. I think he took Izzy down, but it was only for a brief moment. And Izzy got straight back up, so he couldn't give any advantage. So, and then you got obviously Paulo Costa. He was a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He didn't even get a chance to close the distance enough. It's so long, is it? He can keep you at such a distance. So I am intrigued to see how it's going to be against Jan, with him only being that inch shorter. And only having a 2-inch reach, whereas he's had such an advantage over the others with him being so tall and slender.
Yeah, so he's almost going against someone that's more of a match, albeit not with weight.
Yeah, well, if it does go to the ground, Blachowicz is going to have such an advantage.
Yeah, all that weight on top of him. He's not going to be. I was going to say he's not going to be used to it, but I'm sure he's going to train with heavier
people. He does, yeah. Trains with some good people. I just can't see it can go. This is what's really annoying about this fight. I want them both to win, and because, like I've told you, Jan's story. He's such a nice fellow when he goes back and sees this where he sees found the dead body and stuff.
Why is that a nice story? What do you mean?
Like, it's not a nice story as such, but he keeps going back to pay, like, it's like he's paying respect in it, and he keeps going back to pay his respects to this guy and that, and that took his life and stuff. And imagine what it would do to you mentally, finding a dead body and stuff like that. And
depends who you are. Logan Paul records it.
Fuck, is he being transgender? That's the new title. No, I think is he being transgender is funniest. But yeah, but is his story? He's like annihilated everyone in the middleweight division. He's going to come up and be John Jones, who he wanted, has gone up to heavyweight, so he's going to get the light heavyweight belt, as if to say, John Jones, look what you had, and now I've got it.
Yeah.
Probably in a way to entice him down. If he doesn't entice him down, he could be the first triple champion. Imagine John Jones is going to fight Well, it's Stipe versus. Oh, what's that knockout artist called? Stipe's fighting. Stipe's the champion. He's fighting somebody. Fox, he's African born. Google Stipe's. Hey Google, what's Stipe's next fight?
This is from YouTube.
No, it's telling me something about the CPS. I don't.
What's the fighter's name?
Stipe, Stipe. Ngannou, Francis Ngannou. He's fighting Francis Ngannou. So the winner of that's probably going to fight John Jones. It's just gone up to heavyweight. He vacated the lightweight championship and gone up to heavyweight. Again, for more money. So yeah, if he wins that match and becomes a heavyweight champion, which he's more than capable of doing, to be fair, he's pretty much, undefeated. Apart from one shitty loss, that was a bad decision or something by a ref or something, I don't know, years ago. He's pretty much undefeated all the way through his career, John Jones. And if he gets the heavyweight championship and then Izzy's a double champion and says I'll fight him at heavyweight, I'll go to heavyweight and fight him, he'll become a triple champion. And the first one ever.
If he wins,
that's a story. If he wins, yeah, he's got to get past Jan first, hasn't he? He's got to get past Jan. And
who do you think is going to win then? Personally, I'm rooting for Izzy just because he's undefeated and he's going to be. You wouldn't be going into a fight like that unless you're really confident.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
he's got a lot to lose.
That confidence being undefeated, do you know what I mean? If you've never tasted defeat, you're going to think you can beat anyone in the world.
Exactly. I think that's good when it comes to fighting. You need that sort of mentality.
Yeah, you do need to believe that. If you go in thinking you might lose, then yeah, obviously you can have it's a mental game in it, but
yeah,
you can also be overconfident, can't you?
Very true. And then you get put in your place. But the thing is, he's got a lot on the line, but at the same time,
he's not though. He's got nothing to lose. If he loses against Jan, he's still a champion.
Yeah, no, that's not what I was getting at. Is the fact that he's got a record of 20-0, so that's what's on the line. But then I was going to say that other than that, if he loses, it's like, well, he was fighting someone who's
heavier.
Heavier.
And he's still undefeated at 185.
Yeah, exactly. So he's in a good place for it mentally, I think. He's not got too much to worry about.
But yeah, then you look at Jan. He's only just got the championship, and he could lose it to somebody that's not even in his weight class. It's lighter.
That'd be mad.
Finally gets the championship. Well, because John Jones vacated the title, and then he fought Dominick Reyes for the belt, and he knocked him out. Something John Jones couldn't do. John Jones fought him, and some people think Dominic won that fight.
Okay. It's going to be interesting for sure.
So, don't know. It's one of them, isn't it? We'll see who wins. See who fights.
What time is the fight tomorrow?
I think it's early. I think it's tonight, early hours in the morning.
We'll have to see if we've got time tomorrow. Have a little talk about it. If not, next week.
Well, even if we do short videos through the week or something, on each fight, 10 minutes on each fight, talking about each fight.
Yeah, well, I can't record during the week, but yeah, we'll see how we get on.
Yeah, okay. There's a bit of commotion going on outside my camper. Can you hear that?
Heard a little bit, yeah.
Sounds can't see anything though. Yeah, it sounds like fucking little rats. So yeah, Right, should we do predictions then?
I was going to say, let's wrap things up with some predictions. We'll start with the main event we just discussed.
No.
Yeah.
Go to Dominick Cruz.
No, it's too late. I've already said it.
All right then.
We're sticking with it because we're just talking about him. Is he?
Do you know, right? I've just been listening. I was listening to Thingy the other day, Michael Bisping's thing, and he picked Jan Blachowicz. His podcaster. You know, the one and only Louis J Gomez.
Mm.
He picked Jan Blachowicz, and then one of his like co-producers or whatever comes on and he goes, I guess I'll take the undefeated guy then. The way it happened, I was in stitches laughing. Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm gonna take Izzy. I think Izzy's gonna win. I just can't. Izzy's distance management, his elite striking, his fast reactions, his long reach. I can't see. Unless he does break through with one of them big. Unless Jan breaks through with one of them big punches and knocks him out, it's. I can't see Jan winning it. It's one of them. If it wins by knockout, Jan's gonna win. If it wins by decision, I think Izzy's gonna win.
Yeah.
If Izzy wins by knockout, then bloody hell, he is good.
Do you think he'll then go on to more light heavyweight fights at his weight class, or?
I'm not sure. He was on about fighting. Do you know Darren Till?
Not personally.
He fights with. He trains with. You know Tom Aspinall.
No.
He trains with Tom. He trains in Tom Aspinall and Mike Grundy's camp.
Yeah, you talk about these all the time. I was being sarcastic.
So yeah, I did get that. That's who Darren. But Darren Till's like probably the more popular of them three. If I was to say, he got into like the UFC first and stuff like that, and then they followed. If I'm not mistaken. And he's been in a championship fight as well. He's fought for a belt. He lost, but he fought for a belt.
At least he tried.
He's got to earn his way back up. Usman's belt. He's in Usman's weight class. Oh no, he was in Usman's weight class. He's gone up in weight class now. He fights at 185 now, but he was cutting weight all the way down to 170. You didn't know that until I sent you that video of him kicking up with the police.
I told you I was being sarcastic.
You know Darren Till though, don't you?
Yeah.
He was kicking off with the police. Do you remember that video? Because he won't wear a mask.
Yeah, because he was being difficult. And then the police started kicking off and being more difficult.
Oh, the police were fucking assholes. Merseyside police, I can relate.
Let's not get into that now.
Fucking assholes. Fuck Merseyside police. You're alright, you're in Culture. You've got nothing to do in Culture.
We have Cheshire police, though. So.
Yeah, Cheshire. That's under Warrington, isn't it?
Warrington is in Cheshire. Yeah.
Cheshire, yeah, that's it. Sorry, my history's not that good.
It's geography. I hope you were joking. I really hope you're joking. The thing is, I actually can't tell.
So I'm twisted up my back. I'm picking Izzy. I think Izzy's going to win. I think Izzy's going to beat Jan.
I think mine's more of a hopeful. So I would be going towards Izzy in this. Unfortunately, I'm going for the same one as you. But
so we can't get 20p on that.
Nah. But for the Dominick Cruz fight, I'm going to say right now, I'm going with Kenny.
Go on, then I'll pick Dominick Cruz.
Yes, 20p for me.
The thing is, though, he's such a. You know, when someone's been dominant for so long, and he's only lost against like high caliber fighters, and he's going down. This will be his biggest drop in talent against Casey.
Yeah.
So if he loses this fight, he just needs to retire.
Yeah, I mean, his name doesn't really live up to it anymore if he loses. You know, the Dominator.
The Dominator, Dominick the Dominator Cruz. He always has beef with banter beef with fucking Michael Bisping. You know, when they work together on shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, if you get a chance to just fucking YouTube their best bits together, it's funny as fuck.
I'll have to give it a look. But
what's the next fight? Oh yeah, Radic I think is gonna win. Rakic against Thiago Santos.
yeah, I'm not 100%.
Have you got the card up?
I'm looking for it again now.
Just hey Google, what's next UFC fights card?
Got it. But first you'll have to unlock.
All right, not bad.
Sorry, I can't find anything on your calendar.
Oh, piss off, fucking slag.
That's not very nice.
No, it's alright. She doesn't have feelings. Alright, here we are. I've got it up. I've got it up. I'm on the Bluetooth. You got Islam versus Drew Dober. I'm picking Islam for that.
I'm gonna have to get it up myself. For some reason, I didn't think just get the fight card up. Instead, I was bringing up each individual fight. So I was trying to type their names. I can't
So
spell.
Islam younger. He's 5'8". How tall are you? You're about 5'8". Aren't you?
I'm 5'9". Every inch matters.
Anyways, he's in the. They're in the 155 pounds category. What do you weigh?
Bit personal question, that.
I don't know. I can't tell. Sitting on my face.
What? I'm 71 key ish. 70, between 70 and 72. I've not weighed myself this week.
What's that in pounds? What weight category are you in? Hey Google, what's 71 kilograms in pounds?
I'll be 155 to 16.
Ooh, 156. So you'd have to cut weight to this to 155. You could probably cut weight to 145, couldn't you? You know, if you dehydrated yourself like all these do.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of at my cut weight at the minute. Not dehydrated. Yeah, I'm not been.
No, this will be you. This you'd fight at 145 at least. You probably could strip down to 135.
What's 135 in kg? Just so I can. I've not been below. That's what 61 kilograms. I couldn't get that low now.
Of course you could.
It took ages.
No, it takes a lot of punishment in the sauna, like.
Yeah, but I mean, my weight now at 70 something. I normally sit at about 76 or 77.
Really?
Yeah, it's come down a lot since my back issue and lockdown and not being able to bulk the same.
So is that you? You're not going to be able to train again?
Oh no, I'll be training again. Just might be paralysed.
That's the way I do it, you know.
What?
Like I got fucked up back and I just fucked my shoulder up as well in fucking work today, pissing me off. But yeah, I'll train till you're literally a fucking cripple, me.
I mean, at your height, you're basically considered a cripple.
So I'm picking Islam for that. Do you want Drew Dober? He's got more wins, but you know, more losses.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm thinking like, he's got nothing that screams that he's gonna win, but I'll take him. Why not? It seems like it'll be Islam. Okay. But yeah, I'll be different.
Makachev. Then we got like Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling.
I'll go Peter.
Go on then, I'll go Aljamain.
I don't really know too much about what that fight's going to entail, but
It's going to be. It can go either way. It's one of them that can literally
Yeah.
go either way. It's just, you know, it's the grappler versus the striker. So I picked the grappler. To be fair. Did you wait? They had in the press conference. He was like fucking going, you can't hit what you can't see. You can't hit what you can't see. And he's like, have you ever caught a like, this was like, you know, like they do shit talking to build a fight up. Aljamain goes, have you ever caught a mouse? And then Peter Yan's like, I caught plenty of mouse. I caught plenty of mice. And then he's like, but I'm not a mouse. And he's like, well, why did you bring it up then, dickhead? What kind of shit talking's that?
that's a,
Honestly, this stitches me. It's like, you know, you imagine trying to act out and you're like, you ever caught a mouse? And then he's like talking shit back. I caught plenty of mice. But I'm not a mouse.
it's cringy. Like some people just aren't cut out for the
Shit talking.
yeah.
When you got fucking Conor McGregor, he's like, yeah, fighting me's a celebration. Like, we did it. We're fighting Conor McGregor. Break out the red panties. But I'm not a mouse. Conor McGregor is like literally the king of shit talking, innit?
Yeah,
It's been
I think
good
that's
shit
where his
talkers.
hype comes from.
Like, you got Chael, you got Michael Bisping. Say he was good, but shit at fighting in the UFC. Ben Askren, he was a good shit talker. But then you got like Connor's just next level. It's like right here, the one that had his 140 hardest hitting 145er. Who the fuck is that guy? Connor was fucking funny. I say he was a good shit talker, but he didn't really talk shit in the conferences and stuff like that. He talked a lot of shit in you know, during fights. Nick Diaz. He used to talk so much shit during the fight. Even the ref used to turn around and be like, "Shut the fuck up." You know, when you know the Anderson Silva,
Yeah.
who was fighting Izzy before in that video I was showing her,
Yeah.
bald guy.
I said yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3 times. I know you're on about.
Yeah, Nick Diaz fought Anderson Silva, and he literally fucking stopped because he wouldn't engage in like a brawl with him. He literally stopped and was like, "Lay down on the floor." He was like, "I'll just fucking go sleep then if you're not gonna fight him." Fucking jumped back up, and he was like, "Fine, and I'll fucking go over by the cage," and he's like relaxing by the cage, you know, trying to get him in like involved in a brawl, like because Anderson's like nickel striker, and then like Diaz was your fucking brawler. And he's honestly, that's if you ever get a chance, watch that fight. That fight was a good one. I think Diaz's best fight was against Robbie Lawler though.
I don't think I've seen it.
And he just fucking walked in the cage, and he's like, "Stockton, motherfucker, Stockton!" Like Robbie Lawler's like, "What the fuck?"
You might have actually sent that one to me or told me about it before.
I fucking told you about it before.
Trying to throw him off his game, get in his head a bit.
And he's like, "What, bitch? Bam, bam, bam! I just hit you, bitch. What, bitch?" And then he fucking slaps him as well. They'd laugh like, "Oh, you just slapped me." And he's like, "I just slapped you like a bitch." And then he fucking gets him angry again, and they want to fight. But he's got the stamina, so they fight angry, blow their wad, and he's just full of fucking beans still. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a smart tactic. I think we have spoke about those sort of tactics in fighting before. But yeah,
It is a smart tactic. Get the other opponent off his game plan while implementing yours. That's the aim of fighting, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So, I want to know your opinion on Megan Anderson versus Amanda Nunes. Let's have a look at the stats. Both same age, really. One's 32, one's 31. One's 5'7", one's 6 foot.
Yep.
Both weigh 145 pounds, obviously. One's got a 72-inch reach advantage. One's got a 69 reach advantage.
Hey. Oi, oi. I'd be leaning towards Megan.
Yeah, you're really leaning towards Megan? Alright, I'll happily pick Amanda.
That's just because you read the number 69 and you're in love.
Yeah. I just can't see anybody beating Amanda Nunes anytime soon. Her ability. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
She's just been so dominant. The only one that's ever come close to really is what the fuck's that blonde girl called? Fuck's sake. I'm trying to think what that blonde girl's called. Shevchenko. The only person that's come close to beating is Shevchenko in recent years. And I'd happily watch that fight, Shevchenko against Amanda Nunes, fucking every week.
Yeah, I'm just looking at their background and stuff, and Amanda's got black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a brown belt in Judo, whereas Megan's just got a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But I'm all for going for the underdog.
But, Megan deserves to be there. She's fought away. She's won enough fights to get there, to be in that tight #1 contendership. She's only got to win one more to be the champion. So it's not like she's doesn't belong there. So it could. I don't want to say it can go either way, really, though. To be honest with you, because just because of how dominant Amanda Nunes has been, she's literally the GOAT. She's the great. I think she's the only female to hold belts in 2 different weight categories. She beat Cyborg, who was a dominant champion for ages, and that's how she got the 145 belt. And she went up in weight class to beat her, and she knocked her out in about a fucking minute or something.
Yeah, I'll stick with Megan though. I'll stay confident for her, even if she is the lesser of the two.
She's just had a baby, Amanda.
What's one slept with? Oh no.
Well, she's a lesbian, and it's a partner that's had the baby.
So that's just completely irrelevant then. I thought you were saying, oh, she's had a baby, so she might be a bit tender or weak.
Well, you don't know what it's like, but when you have a kid, they take up all your time. So it's either going to be a motivator for her, but I think that comes later, to be fair. So just had a baby. She's staying up late at night. She's bottle feeding or whatever. I'm pretty sure she's going to be bottle feeding. She's not going to be titty feeding if she's never gave birth.
Yeah, it's just come out like powder or something.
That's some powdered milk. So yeah. So it's I'm just trying to come up with a way to make it seem like it's going to be competitive. I might be chatting all this now, yeah, as if Amanda's going to win, and Megan's, a fight can go either way. Styles make fights, not just because Amanda's done all this and knocked so many people out and won so many fights. It doesn't mean you come up against a style that you're not used to, or you're not whatever. You can still lose.
Yeah, so when you're handing that 20p over, you can just recollect on your poor life choice.
My poor life choice.
Deep.
We've already done Izzy and Yan, haven't we?
Yeah, that's the fight card.
What's the prelim saying? Let's have a look. Obviously, you got Dominick Cruz. Yeah, I don't know any of them. Okay, I only know Dominick Cruz. Oh, Dominick Cruz has 22 wins and 3 losses. In his last 2 fights were the losses, so he's only had lost 1 before that. Obviously, simple maths.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I think Tadek can do fucking maths like that.
I'd hope so.
2 take away 3 years. 2 take away 3s. What the fuck is up with me? 3 take away 2 is.
It's all right to drink, 4 cans a day. It doesn't affect you at all. He says.
So yeah.
I think that's
Okay. Is that us then?
I think that's just about it, isn't it?
You're excited?
To get off the call, yeah. No.
Honestly, I've not been excited about a card for like this. When was the last fight I was excited? Let me think back to the last fight I was excited for. Obviously, Tom Aspinall's.
You were pretty excited for that one.
Yeah, and he's not even like a main eventer.
Well,
Yeah,
no, just because you fancy him.
No. I mean, well, he is good. He is certainly
A dashing
stylist.
fellow.
He's a dashing fellow, yes. But yeah. Tom Aspinall's I was quite excited. I was excited for, and the main event. What was the main event on his fight? Or was that Blades?
I think it was Blades.
Blades and no, I wasn't really excited about that heavyweight battle. Against Derek Lewis. It was half decent, but it is what it is.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out what the fights are like. Watch them.
But this,
In the
I'm
morning.
excited for. I think these are going to be fucking sick.
Not excited enough to wait up for them, though, is it?
I'd wait up for him if I mean, I'm not working tomorrow, so I'd wait up for him. It's going to be like 3 in the morning.
That's when you wake up, isn't it?
That's when I wake up for work normally, yeah. Can't wait to fucking quit me. Diego Santos. Fuck me, he's had a few losses recently, but yeah, he lost to John Jones on that. 37. But yeah, them heavier fighters though, they can go a bit longer than like, your 125s, your 135s. The heavier you are, the sort of like longer, prolonged your career. Well, look at fucking Yoel Romero. He's still fighting now. He's just left the UFC. He's gone to Bellator. But he's still fighting now, and I'm sure he's like 45, 46, 45.
Yeah.
And he's literally just fucking back. His last fight against Izzy was in the UFC was against Izzy. And like during the build up, without warming up, wearing jeans, he fucking did a backflip and then the splits.
Poor jeans.
And he fucking, because Izzy starts dancing, fucking being a troll and dancing. And then fucking, I don't know, he said something in Colombian or whatever it was. The next thing you know, he like does some fucking dance himself, busts out a backflip, busts out the splits, just slides back up. Without no warm up, without no stretching.
Acting all cool and then goes out back and he just like starts screaming in pain.
Yeah, that's why he lost the fight. It was a proper uneventful fight. Did Izzy deserve to win? Do you know what? My opinion, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, it's end of the day, you got to beat the champion. You can't just like, And They say to beat the champion, you got to literally beat the champion. You know, it'd be a fucking more than what it would have been.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, yeah, he fucking. It is what it is. He's still the point is he's a heavier fight. He's a lighter fighter actually than we were just on about Diego Santos, who's 37. He's still fighting. So okay then. Are you up for the review tomorrow?
I think so. I think I've got some uni stuff to go over because I'm been neglecting it a bit being away with work, so I need to get that done because I think I was meant to do an exam on Friday and I didn't do it. It's not a proper one though, but yeah, we'll see. I'll have a look.
See what the fight's like first. I'm excited, me.
Yeah, if they're good, I'm sure we can squeeze something in.
Well, I'm sorry, you never invested in fucking microphone and camera to fucking sit there looking at it from the bed, did you? It's not an ornamental figure.
Nah, I got this for my future career doing something else. I don't know. I'm waffling.
Right, let's end it.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment questions if you want to, hear us talk about something on the tomorrow's show. Oh, actually, we might put it out Monday. Yeah. Comment questions. Comment if you disagree with anything we're saying. If you don't think Izzy's a transgender, just comment in below. And yeah. Much love to all the boys, girls, and non-binary genders out there.
I thought you were going to say much love to boys, girls, but not the others.
Not them bloody xenos. Is that one of the genders?
Asking the wrong person. I just don't care. But on that note, we'll catch you next time.
Love you all.